I'm eager to sign a bill that no other governor in U.S. history has ever signed, a bill that will put the maps in front of the voters. We will be the first state in U.S. history to, in the most democratic way, submit to the people of our state the ability to determine their own maps. That simply has not been done. I remind you all the time, it's not the rule of law, it's the rule of dawn. And we're standing up to that. We're responding to that. They fired the first shot, Texas. We wouldn't be here had Texas not done what they...
Californians have finally had enough, and now the world can see it. Gavin Newsom has broken promises, failed on every front, and his own people are turning against him. Gas prices have skyrocketed to the highest in the nation. Crime is exploding. Homelessness is out of control, and instead of fixing the chaos, he's pushing shady redistricting schemes to rig the system. This isn't leadership. It's collapse in real time. The frustration is so raw, it's written across California's highways. Massive billboards now mock Gavin as a butthead, flashing messages like "I destroyed California with my bad ideas" before congratulating him for record gas prices, soaring crime, and the homelessness crisis. That's not parody. Reality. And when citizens are spending thousands just to plaster their governor's failures on freeway walls, it means they've been pushed to their breaking point. Families are drowning under crushing rent, outrageous gas prices, and neighborhoods where people don't feel safe to walk at night. Instead of solutions, Newsom offers fake apologies, looking into the camera to say, "I was wrong, I've learned, I'm better now." But Californians don't want therapy sessions. They want relief. While people struggle, Newsom keeps playing the victim, calling arrogance, growth, and ambition leadership. But contrast him with Trump, who never begged for forgiveness on stage because he actually delivered, cutting costs, building energy dominance, and strengthening America. Newsom offers excuses, not results. Then came his ICE stunt. He warned that ICE might show up at polling places, nonsense from the same man who insists illegal immigrants don't vote. So why would ICE be there? It was nothing but fear-mongering to distract from his record. And it backfired. Trump shredded the contradiction instantly. At the end of the day, Californians know better. They know ICE isn't the problem. The real problem is Gavin Newsom and the wreckage he's left behind. Gavin has turned California's streets into ground zero for liberal chaos. Protesters block freeways, hurl cement at ICE buses, and even drag toddlers into riots while waving foreign flags instead of the American one. This isn't a revolution, it's a tantrum, teetering on open conflict. Drivers are trapped on the 101 as mobs play games with traffic, and parents use their own children as shields in the middle of violence. That's not courage, it's recklessness. It's selfish, and through it all, Gavin does nothing. He enables the same culture of lawlessness that turned San Francisco into a crime scene and Los Angeles into one giant homeless encampment. I've walked skid roads, devastating. Families no longer feel safe outside. Businesses are shuttering. Tourists are fleeing. California isn't the dream anymore. It's a nightmare, and it's no accident. It's the direct result of leadership that rewards chaos instead of restoring order. Donald Trump would never have tolerated this. It wouldn't have happened under him because he backed law enforcement, secured the border, and put American families first. Meanwhile, Newsom lets mobs block freeways and calls it democracy. But here's the truth. You don't strengthen democracy by destroying the rule of law. Californians know it, they live it every single day, and they're done with Gavin's chaos. Even MSNBC has started turning on him. Think about that. These aren't conservatives or Trump supporters. They openly dislike Trump. And yet, Newsom's own media allies are begging him to stop obsessing over Trump, to quit the mockery. and to finally focus on affordability and helping families. When even MSNBC is roasting you, that says it all.
Assemblyman David Tongiba, and they just changed the law that we are supposed to vote on for the election 10 minutes ago. And they are asking all of us here in the legislative body to vote on that, and we haven't even seen the language that they changed. This is the most undemocratic process you could possibly imagine. We are voting on a law where none of us has seen the new amendment. It is a new law now. They have changed it entirely, and now they are forcing it on us and on the floor. People need to see this. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. 40 million Californians deserve more than 10 minutes of deliberation, especially when your elected leaders haven't even seen it. Please share, tell everybody what is going on in Sacramento is the most undemocratic process you could possibly imagine.
It's the worst kind of failure, and the criticism isn't coming from Fox or Brett Baier. It's coming from Gavin Newsom's own base. The very people who are now admitting he's failed at the most basic job, helping working Americans live better lives. Instead of delivering results, he's busy playing Twitter warrior, acting like a shadow president, while Californians are broke. Crime is rampant. Businesses are fleeing in record numbers, and even Joe Rogan packed up and left. Now, not even his own team can cover for him anymore. The truth is simple. If Trump were governor, none of this would be happening. He would have brought back jobs, lowered costs, and made California competitive again. But, Gavin, he can't even keep a Starbucks open in San Francisco. That's the difference. Trump fixes problems, while Newsom creates them. He destroys what works and manufactures new crises out of thin air. And when even your own media allies can't spin for you anymore, that's when you know it's over. Just listen to the people living there. They'll tell you about the highest taxes in the country, the highest gas prices, the highest homelessness, the highest unemployment, and the highest debt. Those aren't victories. They're It's like Gavin is collecting records, but every single one is a failure. Meanwhile, families are crushed under mortgages, renters can't keep up, and gas stations drain wallets day after day. This isn't the California dream anymore. It's a full-blown California disaster.
Political earthquake today here in California. Governor Newsom is under fire from the League of Women Voters of California, a nonpartisan voting rights group who are calling his push for mid-cycle redistricting a shameless attempt to rig the political map in his favor. The nonpartisan watchdog says the plan would gut California's voter-approved independent redistricting process, a system they call a national model for fairness and transparency, and replace it with the same kind of partisan map manipulation California voters fought to eliminate. In their statement and letter to the governor, they warned that Newsom's plan would erode public trust, weaken democratic safeguards, and set a dangerous precedent for future power grabs. In their words, you don't save democracy by imitating those who seek to destroy it. You save it by inspiring voters with bold ideas and principled leadership. Coming from a group that rarely weighs in so forcefully, this message is a political earthquake.
Look at this. Y'all know Gavin Newsom is fuming over there. You know he's over there swinging at the air right now. Extremely mad. Look at this. This is brilliant right here. Who did this? Whoever did this, shout out to you, man. We need more Americans like you. Straight up. Straight up. Let's look at it again. Look at what's listed here. Hi, I'm Gavin, and I destroyed California with my bad ideas. Highest gas prices in America, record crime, violence, and homeless rate.
The people see it clearly and they're saying it out loud. Gavin Newsom can't even run California, let alone the entire country. And they're right. Under Donald Trump, America was energy independent, gas was cheap, jobs were strong, and families were secure. Newsom has delivered the opposite: dependency, chaos, and fear. Put their records side by side, and the difference isn't close, it's night and day. One leader built prosperity, the other left behind ruins. Californians are living proof that liberal policies don't work. And they've had enough. You can hear it everywhere, on highways, In interviews across neighborhoods, people saying, Gavin isn't a leader, he's a liability. And when citizens start openly begging for intervention, you know the situation is dire. Instead of moving California forward, Newsom drags it down, one failed policy at a time. The redistricting scandal is the breaking point. Watchdogs, pastors, and business leaders are calling it what it is: undemocratic. Gavin wants to rewrite the rules mid-game, at taxpayers' expense, while shredding transparency. Even the League of Women Voters, a nonpartisan group, has labeled it a political earthquake. That's not democracy. That's manipulation. And it's flat out wrong.
Desperate times, desperate measures for Democrats this afternoon, from California to New York and everywhere in between. Just moments ago, the California State Assembly approved a ballot measure allowing for a vote on a new congressional map on November 4th. It'll head to the Senate, then presumably the governor's desk for signing. It is an in-kind response to what happened late last night in Texas, when Republicans there, in transparently political fashion, forged and passed a new district map mid-decade that stands to pad the party's majority in Washington. For California, though, today is a sort of break glass in case of emergency moment in time, a retaliation for what Democrats there view as an act of political warfare. Here is California Governor Gavin Newsom on the battle lines drawn in Texas.
This is radical rigging of a midterm election. Radical rigging of an election, destroying, vandalizing this democracy, the rule of law. So I'm sorry, I know some people's sensibilities. I respect and appreciate that. But right now, with all due respect, we're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire, and we're gonna punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
It is an aggressive position.
What Gavin Newsom tweeted at Donald Trump was this: if you will not stand down, California will be forced to lead an effort to redraw our maps to offset the rigging of maps in red states. If the other states call off their redistricting efforts, we will do the same. And American democracy will be better for it. But from pastors in Bakersfield to everyday voters in Sacramento, Californians are sounding the alarm. They're calling it racism, calling it fraud, and calling it exactly what it is: the destruction of democracy itself. When 40 million people are given barely 10 minutes of deliberation, that's not governance. That's a dictatorship wrapped in polished language. Newsom has lost the trust of the very people he claims to represent, and the cracks are everywhere. Billboards, in watchdog reports, in street protests, and even in mainstream outlets that once defended him. Californians are living with the highest taxes, the highest homelessness, the highest detand, now a desperate redistricting scheme. Designed to cling to power, the truth is, America already knows what real leadership looks like. Donald Trump put families first, strengthened the country, never backed down. And whether you liked him or not, tactually delivered on his promises. That's leadership. Contrast that with Gavin, who recently crumbled on live TV, unable to bring a coherent thought together, leaving even his own supporters embarrassed. Californians see it for what it is. They're done with excuses, done with spin, done with weakness masquerading as strength. Their message couldn't be clearer. They're finished with the fraud, and this moment is bigger than one man or one state. It's a reminder that accountability matters, that leaders must serve the people, not themselves. If California rejects this failing model, maybe it sparks a shift across the entire nation. That's all for today's breakdown. Thanks for tuning in to Nick's Spotlight. If you want more straight talk without the spin, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.